Right, looks like we're in. Looks like we are in.
G'day, mate. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I think we're in. Okay, so who we got in the room? I just want to double check that there's some people in the room. We got a bit of confusion about what's what account we're using here. So just want to double check with everybody. Who's in the room? Can somebody just give me a shout just to make sure that this is actually broadcasting? I think it is, but I want to double check. Maybe nobody's here. I see some people there, but I don't see any. Could somebody just post something? Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Okay, fantastic. All right, so we are still live now. We need to get to what's going on here with the markets because we can see obviously the FTSE 100 is continuing to struggle, and we must have a look at some of the data because that's what we just had released. So what's happened? Right, 10 minutes ago. I don't see that there. Right, I'm just going to bring up the data points. Ooh, wow. Bad. Interesting. I wonder, I think we're headed for some pretty, quite a lot of negativity here. Now, this would not fill me with confidence. Even if I wasn't in a short already, the only thing with this is the potential for extra stimulus. Yes, Karthik, fantastic, fantastic. It's that one is going well, isn't it? I've taken some profit on that as well. I don't know if you're taking profit on it, but I've taken some profit on that one as we kind of approach a level of support here. So we'll see if that one can continue. And I do see quite a decent bounce in gold so far. Let's have a look through some of these charts. But first of all, let's talk about some of this. So the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is worse than expected. Now, the New York Fed wasn't particularly good either. So we've really got two regions that are posting weaker than expected, or that have posted weaker than expected data. And that is a huge problem. That is a huge, huge problem for the Fed because the data is just continuing to suggest further stress to the economy, which is one thing. But the Fed are probably not going to do anything at this particular stage. So we are in a bit of a hiatus when it comes to the Fed, and I don't think they're particularly keen to kind of to continue to do anything at this particular point. So we are seeing some further downside. Now I have got this this short in the market on the FTSE, but as I was saying earlier, when we were talking about the DAX, and it hasn't gone as far. The DAX's resistance point really is 850. So all of them are floating around right now. I suspect they're probably waiting for the US Open. Now the US markets or the US charts kind of needed a push into this area. That's the best possible point for the US for the bears to kind of get involved. If it was, that's the sweet spot, if you like, at the daily pivot, and we might float up there. But you can see that there's a break of an area here. Looks like a break of a pattern as well. Yeah, a bit of a rising wedge scenario going on there. So the rising wedge is a bearish formation. It's a bearish pattern. And I'd like to see where the I'd like to see where that eventually kind of holds up. Looks like these lows have to be seen for this bearish pattern to complete itself. It looks to me like these lows have to be seen. So let me just draw that a straight line, and we'll draw a straight line in here as well. And when we bring in the when we select this, the measured move for this is from the breakout point. That's what we're looking at, the measured move there. So that brings us down to this area. And if we look along here, it looks like an area that could be of interest as well. So around about the 33.30 on the S&P, which is effectively a 1% drop, possibly on the day, but certainly from this particular area. So it looks like there's some further downside potentially coming. Now, a 1% drop in the FTSE sees us down to 58.40. 58.60. So 59.60. There. So if this is to track the S&P in a drop, this takes us down to the 59.60 level. Now we've also got a head and shoulders pattern on this. So let's have a look at that and see what that suggests for a measured move. And at that point, we probably should be considering some profit taking. That might not be the absolute line, but it's pretty close. Look at that. That leads us right down to this particular point here. So around about the 59.50, 59.60 level would be a target. So I'm looking for, well, it's through the monthly pivot, as you can see here. I am looking for another 1% drop in the FTSE before I take anything off the table. And at that point, I'd probably be looking for a bounce, I would suspect. So let's just clear these drawings up and see what that looks like on longer term time frame. So that's on the 4 hour. That brings us down to this area on the daily, which is quite good. It looks fairly clean. Looks like it could even come down just a little bit lower than just a little bit lower than this point if we're to get to the closing prices. Now the ultimate price I'm really interested in seeing if we can grab is down here, 57.16. I'm not suggesting by any stretch that we get there in one hit, or that we necessarily get there at all, but it certainly looks heavy enough to get there at the minute. Now, I don't think those numbers are particularly good for the market. The only thing the market might assume is that the Fed might come in and react off those numbers. Oh, okay. Poor old Geoff can't get in. Let me just see if I can invite him. Geoff can't get in. Can I invite Geoff from this particular point? I'm not sure actually. I'll try and invite Geoff in a moment. Not quite sure why he can't get in. So there's the analysis in the FTSE. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking to happen, and I'm going to hold on. I'll probably move those stops to break even fairly soon, and see what happens from there. Hey, how you doing, SF? Now, is there anybody looking at anything else? I know that some people are in the Dow. Dominic, you're in the Dow from memory. So, or is it Lewis that's in the Dow? Somebody's in the Dow. Might be Lewis actually. I think it was Lewis talking about that earlier.
No wonder I can't get in. You're in the wrong show.
Am I?
How many people have we got watching on YouTube?
We got 15.
Oh well, 15 people found you. I don't know how, but
well, this is the Learn to Trade Live US Open.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I got in on Learn to Trade Live and free. Unbelievable.
If you come to YouTube, the title is there, Learn to Trade. Is it on the new account?
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Is it the new account, mate, or not?
It is the new account, but we're in the wrong show. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'll start the other one,
Hmm.
and
I'll come over and join you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, better wait till the top of the hour, I think, because
Okay, no problem.
I think I'll crash you out if I do.
No problem at all. No problem.
Phew.
Okay, sweet. Sweet can't get in, so that's you can't get in via the Zoom link. Okay, mate. Well, give it another go in about 5 minutes time. Or 5 to 8 minutes time. Give it another go. Because
Actually, maybe I'll get out of this one and I'll go into the other one. How about that?
yeah. Let's give it a go. Let's try it. If I get crashed out of this one, then we'll try and get back on again.
Okay.
All well done on the Aussie CAD. We've got that. Anybody want me to look at anything else before we do potentially crash out here? Has anybody got anything else they want to look at? All looking okay right now. I don't know, Crystal. I'm a bit confused here. I thought this was this is the US Learn to Trade Live US Open. This looks about right to me, but I'm informed from a pro that that it's not right. So I don't know. I'm going to have a look at gold as well very quickly before we go. EuroCAD short. What's happened with the EuroCAD short? I think that was a trade that Geoff got us into earlier. Yeah, it looks under pressure, doesn't it? Monthly pivots is being rejected currently. I do like the CAD at this this particular juncture. I think looks like those OPEC meetings helped the CAD out. I'm not sure really what happened in the end with oil. Yeah, pretty range bound oil, but it's held up fairly well. So nothing to suggest that the CAD's going to all of a sudden weaken here. EuroCAD 1 hour short. Well, let's have a look at that. I mean, if we're going on a 1 hour chart, we don't need to go right up to the monthly, but we do need to go up to the daily. And the daily does suggest some downside. I'm just going to have a look on another account. Here we go. Let me see. Yeah, it looks really good actually. EuroCAD short on the daily. Like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's going to be worth, I would suspect, waiting for the hour to close. Wait for this hour to close. It looks to me like the resistance point is probably on closing price combination with the closing price and this low here. That looks to me like the most amount of touches. Now checking this on shorter term for a time frame still, then I see some resistance here. It could get it in a bit tighter. Maybe the daily pivot might get seen. What's the 5 telling us?
No, I'll crash you out, mate. We'll have to go to end here. Okay,
no problem at all. Well, there you go. There's your 5. So if the 5 starts to close probably under this bar here at 156.46, it looks like, then there may well be a trade on there for some downside. But you know you could probably trade it off the back of the hourly. No big deal. So in the next 5 minutes, I'd eyeball that and have a look at it. Okay. Name them all: tea and horse, coffee, white wine. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm not sure what Geoff and I'd be yet. He'd be bamboo. I'm not sure.
Lost in space at the moment, mate.
All right. Well, we're going to shoot out of this show and we get into the other show. And we'll start with a tune. We'll end with a tune. It's the end of the week as well. So we'll see you guys in there. Sorry about the mix up. It's just a bit of a transition going over. Okay, we'll see you very, very soon, guys. See you over in. Yeah, you got it, FS. It looks pretty good. It does look pretty good on the hourly, and you can trade that, especially if you've got a proper setup. You can trade that properly as a with a sell stop under this bar. That might give you a bit more options. But have a great weekend, guys. If I don't see you next Monday.
Yeah, sorry guys, I wasn't able to get in the wrong show. We'll catch you next week.